One of my favorite types of videos to make here on the GameLeap Apex channel is VOD reviews. I love showing people my real-time thought process and making in-depth guides and analysis on how you can make better choices in your future games. But a comment that I see pop up every now and then is one like this one from Hilaire Beats that says something along the lines of, "All well and good, main thing is you landed those shots. Not all of us would be able to one-clip them with relative ease like you did." So hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down some tips and tricks that you can improve your aim and start one-clipping like me. And aim is only one small portion of Apex. There are tons of other small things to learn in order to become better. So if you're looking to learn all of those small details, the best place to go is the GameLeap website. Over there we have top level coaches creating highly in-depth guides in order to make you the best player you can possibly be. So if you're looking to climb to Diamond, Masters, or dare I even say Predator, click the link in the description, get yourself a membership, or I will shake up all the pop cans in your house. So let's dive into the aim tips now and start off with learning recoil patterns. The first step to getting god tier aim is having a decent understanding of the recoil patterns on the guns that Apex has to offer. This is one that does take a little bit of time to learn, and more veteran players of the game have a bit of an easier time because we have more hours in the game. But even I, someone who has close to 7,000 hours in this game, forget certain patterns on guns that I don't use that often. So when you set out to learn the recoil patterns, there are two things you should remember. Number one is all the weapons have set recoil patterns. The guns don't change patterns game to game, and you can always predict where the gun will be pulling next no matter what. And as you get more attachments on the gun, the pattern still does not change at all. However, it will get tighter and easier to control. And number two is there are certain attachments in the game that do help with recoil control. These are the barrel stabilizer and the standard stock. Stocks are a lot better and do the most for recoil control out of the attachments. They help with aim drift reduction, and they also make the gun reload faster and make it quicker on holstering and swapping. So when you start to learn the recoil patterns, the best way to do it is to have a mental image of the way that the guns pull. Now you could just quickly Google something like Apex Legends weapon recoil patterns and a picture with details will pop up. But an alternative way is to turn on impact marks, go into the firing range, stand in front of a rock with a smooth surface, and just shoot at it without controlling the recoil of the gun that you're using. This will show you the pattern on the wall and allow you to make a mental note of how your favorite gun works. Then all you have to do is pull the opposite way and bam, you're controlling recoil. Side note though, if you do Google an image, please make sure that it is up to date. Some recoil patterns have changed over the seasons, so you don't want to look silly and use an out of date one. But now moving forward, let's talk about tracking your target and not your crosshair. This is a tip that transcends games. This isn't exactly Apex specific, but it is very important in this game. In a game like Apex Legends, movement plays a huge role, and a ton of players love utilizing this movement to its maximum potential. With the amount of movement that players have at their disposal, it is very important to have your focus and attention on your target rather than your crosshair. This is built around hand-eye coordination, and it is necessary to react to what enemies are doing during fights. Apex has very fast-paced fights, and things can change in the blink of an eye, especially with stuff like strafing, redirects, and tap strafing. This tip is highlighted when using single-fire guns such as the wingman or shotguns. Say you're in a fight with someone who's strafing. If you're not watching their movement and you're hyper-focused on your crosshair, you will miss a lot of shots. Instead, focus on them and predict their movements. This will lead to a lot more shots landing and you dealing damage and winning that fight. This also helps a ton when hip firing guns in close range like SMGs. With Apex having projectile-based shots and the bullets having travel time, the closer someone is to you, the less you have to lead your shots. And vice versa, the further they are away, then the more you have to take into account the time it takes for a bullet to get to them. This does change based on the ammo type you're using, and it plays a huge factor when tracking opponents. But with that being said, the next thing we need to address is when to hipfire and when to ADS. In Apex, when you aim down your sights, depending on the gun, your movement speed is affected different amounts, but you have tighter bullet spread and can control the recoil. If you hipfire, you don't get the movement speed penalty, but then you have bloom and can't control where your bullets are going. Sadly, there is no magic distance for when you should be hipfiring and when you shouldn't be, but usually if someone is 5 to 15-ish feet in front of you, you should be hipfiring. Those distances are very close and most of the time your bullets will be hitting. And there will always be exceptions for this due to the different weapons in the game and situations you could find yourself in. My best advice though would to be go into the firing range and play around with the distances you can hipfire from comfortably with the different guns. By doing that, you'll start to build up a mental database on how far people can be away before you can swap to hipfire and get the increased movement speed for your strafing. It is a huge asset to players to know when to swap between the two and something you definitely need to learn when trying to get better aim. And now the next topic is going to be your reticle color. Reticles are something that I have covered a few times on this channel, but I can't talk about aim without talking about a good reticle color. They pretty much go hand in hand. So I want to give you 3 amazing reticle colors to try out and see how you enjoy them. The first color is a nice green and the one that I am mainly using now that they took away the auto exec reticles. This is 0 red, 255 green, and 0 blue. Green is a great color and it stands out from most backgrounds. And another reason that I love green reticles is because it is backed by science. The human eye is very sensitive to the color green, and our eyes have the easiest time telling greens apart. So if your reticle does happen to get lost in the background, your eye subconsciously will be able to tell what green is yours. But what if you don't like green? Well, try out this crimson one. This is 220, 20, and 60. This is a nice deep red, almost like the default one, but this one stands out a little bit more in my opinion. I have noticed that quite a few people have been trying out reds lately, so if you are one of those people, give this one a try and see how you like it. And now for one that's a little bit out of the ordinary and maybe not a lot of people have thought to try this one out, this is a nice purple color. This is 136, 31, 255. Now, I personally haven't used this one as I'm not a fan of purple, but a good friend of mine has used this a lot and says that he loves it. It stands out to him and it isn't flashy enough to take your eyesight off of your target, so if he recommends it, I have no issue recommending it also. I trust him a lot with this stuff. And I know that I said 3 colors, but here's a quick little bonus color for the pink lovers. Try out 232, 139, 255. It's a nice lighter neon pink that I think the pink lovers will enjoy. And now some of you may be wondering why I didn't touch on firing range or anything to do with warm-ups, and that's because I actually did a full video very recently on a great warm-up routine that works for both controller and mouse and keyboard players. So if you were one of the people that was hoping that this video would have a warm-up or something along those lines, go check out that video because it's on the YouTube channel. And if you guys have any questions about getting better aim, please feel free to drop a comment down below and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. Or come check out one of my streams over on Twitch TV/8secondgaming. I would love to see some new faces there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. Aim is one of those things that you can constantly be learning things for and improving upon, so go at your own pace and learn as time goes on. Put the hours in and you will see results over time. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8secondgaming, and I will see you in the next one.